All right, for our next edition of Charging into the Future, I've got a good friend of mine, Bryan Herr. Bryan Herr was my mentor teacher when I first started teaching back at Carroll Middle School many years ago. And so Bryan's getting ready to retire here, and so I want to ask him some questions and let the viewers get to know him as well. And so, Bryan, thanks for doing this.
Hey, no problem. Good
Appreciate
to be
it.
Yeah.
What's it feel like knowing that you have 2 more days of school left?
It's kind of surreal. It probably won't kick in till much later. It'll be just like any other summer until probably about August or September. And I'll probably wondering where I should be and thinking I'm missing something. But yeah, I'm excited. My wife and I are both going same time. So
your wife, Jynnette?
Yeah.
She's retiring as well?
She's already out. She was done last week. So
where's she teach at?
She's at Arlington Elementary, part of Fort Lee Community School.
Okay. How long has she been teaching at Arlington?
Yeah, 41. She did 39 years in the same building.
39 in the same building. That's pretty remarkable to stay in the same building.
Yeah.
And you?
41 years total. I've been at Northwest. What would that make it? 37 years.
37 years.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I want to get back to that point there. Okay. What got you into the world of education and the career path of being a teacher?
Even as a kid, I always enjoyed sports, and I wanted to kind of prolong that, but I knew I wasn't going to be a professional athlete or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So, being around kids was always kind of fun. Being able to teach and be around them and help younger people is always kind of what I've done.
That's good. Coaching and other stuff like that got you into it?
That's kind of what I wanted to do early, and I did quite a bit of coaching, and I finally, it's a younger person's game. I finally got out of that a little bit, but yeah, I've enjoyed that.
Where are you originally from?
Grew up in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Battle Creek.
Just about an hour and a half north of here.
Okay, so Battle Creek, Michigan. What got you to Fort Wayne, Indiana?
That's kind of a weird story. Both my sisters went to Taylor University, so I'd been on the campus. I'd talked to some of the coaches and kind of felt at home there. So when it was time to go to college, and I wasn't sure I even wanted to go to college, but my dad kind of gave me a good push saying, yeah, you're going to go to college. So I ended up going to Taylor. I met my future wife at the time. She went to Ball State, and we hit it off right away. So she was there. I was at Upland, which is just 30 minutes away. So
Ivanhoe's,
that's right. Home of Ivanhoe's. And we ended up getting serious, and I married her. It was hard finding a job. I was working basketball camps at Upland, Indiana, at Taylor University basketball camp, and Paul Patterson, who was the basketball coach there at the time, kind of ran the thing. And I hadn't had any interviews for jobs. This was after I graduated from college, and he finally called a college buddy of his who was a superintendent in Paoli, Indiana.
Where's Paoli, Indiana?
That is next to the last county before you get to the river down south. It's Orange County. Okay. It's another hour south of Bloomington. So it's way down there in hill country. But I ended up getting that job, so I spent 1 year there. And the assistant principal at the time at Paoli Junior Senior High School was none other than Steve Yeager.
Dr. Yeager.
Steve Yeager was the assistant principal at the time. So I ended up getting riffed at Paoli. Yeager was going to take the job at Huntertown, be the principal, and he knew that I'd gotten riffed, so he made some calls around there. I ended up getting a job at Garrett, got an interview there at Garrett. I worked there 3 years, and after my first year, Steve Yeager called me personally and said, hey, we're going to have a PE opening in 1 year. If we'd like to have you. It's yours if you want it. So I ended up working a couple more years at Garrett, took that job, and been at Northwest ever since.
So you came over to Carroll Junior High, correct?
Yeah, at the time it was the second year of Carroll Junior High School, the newer building.
Okay. And what grade levels did you teach? Or you're at junior high, but what other classes have you taught?
I've done health. I've done PE and health, but that's it. At the time, Carroll Junior High had freshmen, so I mostly had freshman PE at the time.
What year was that when you started at Carroll Junior?
That was 1988, because my daughters had just been born then in March.
Okay. And then your first year teaching was?
1984.
84. Okay. All right. Well, and then 88. So you were at Carroll Junior High for 5 years before they turned it into Carroll Middle School.
Yeah, that's about right.
Middle School of Philosophy with Mark Seeley and all them, and
changed the name on the building.
Changed the name, and so I was lucky enough to get a job there and get put into the Related Areas team with you guys and Sherry Peterson and quite a few other characters over there. Yeah, and then you came over to Maple Creek Middle School. When was Maple Creek?
We opened the doors in the fall of 2000. But it wasn't all the way finished yet. We started PE for the first 3 months in a multi-purpose room because none of this was even done yet. The gym floor hadn't been put down. This
construction gyms are always the last thing to be done. And
this room was just storage. There were boxes everywhere, but we finally got going right around Thanksgiving, I think, and been going ever since.
Well, the middle school philosophy with PE. I mean, you're a big part of that. Developing the life rooms and a lot of the curriculum that goes along with it. And so this is your 25th year here at Maple Creek, as well as the number of years at the other places. So it's been a pleasure working with you. And I know we taught a couple of years together at Carroll Middle, and then teaching summer school in the summers. You did that for a few years. What else did you do besides that?
No, really, that's about it. I didn't really want to do a lot of summer school, but I did enjoy that when I finally took the job over there at the high school and we had all those guys working there. That was enjoyable. I did enjoy that.
Yeah. What are some other memories that you have from your middle school years and things like that?
Well, I think the first couple years of the middle school philosophy, I think our team really took off. I think we did a lot of different things. Started to lock in and.
The rat lock-in was a big one.
The stuff we were able to do with, with the way the schedule was, we could do the wellness week and focus just on health with every group, and it just lined up real well. We had a lot of time to plan and all that. I think we got a lot of things started that were really good for kids at that time.
Didn't you teach another summer school class? You did like an outdoor adventures.
I did do it. I did
outdoor PE class that was all kinds of things.
Yeah, it was just an outdoor recreation class. We go horseback riding, go bowling, played some golf, did some canoeing.
That's great for kids in the summer.
Yeah, it was, and it was a good about a month-long class. We just worked. It was from the morning till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You could do a lot of things. It was good. I'd enjoy that.
All right. So then, what's your major plans for since this podcast is going? Or this YouTube is called Charging into the Future.
Charging into the future.
What's your goal for the next couple of years?
Well, instead of charging into the future, I'm just going to kind of ease into the future. We'll see how it goes. It'll take a couple of years just to learn how to be retired. Yeah. But I'm not going to jump right in and start world traveling or anything to that nature. It's not quite my style.
Nothing's on your and Jynnette's
not
agenda
really.
yet.
But just kind of learn to see how it is, reconnect a little bit, and just enjoy our time together.
That's awesome. So, well, I appreciate all the insight and knowledge you've shared over the years and the mentor that you've been as well. So thank you very much for all the years here at Northwest Allen and the other school districts as well. Paola, Indiana for a year and Garrett as well. So thank you very much.
Once I got here, I never wanted to leave. So Northwest has been great.
Northwest is a good destination
absolutely
to end up at and then make your mark and help so many people out with kids and the other people that you've had a hand on to see them grow up and mature as well.
Yeah, so it's been rewarding.
So, thanks very much.
All right, thanks, Steve.
All right, take care. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and check out some of these videos on this channel. And if you're a Carroll High School graduate, join our Carroll High School Alumni Association. Thanks. Have a great summer.
Thanks, guys.
And a great retirement.
Absolutely.